In this video, I'm going to show you how you can safely extract leads from a LinkedIn Sales Navigator search like this one. For example, let's say that you want to target head of sales in a company headcount between 200 to 500 people. And let's say that you want people based in the US. At the end of the video, you will be able to convert a search like this one into a clean leads file where you have all the information you need to reach out to these people. So for example, you will have the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL, you have the LinkedIn ID, very important, the verified emails of your leads, their job title, you have the location, profile picture, connection degree, is premium, is open, their headline. And for each lead, you will find information about their company. So for example, you have the company name, company website, company location, company industry, and so on. So now it's time to see how to build a file like this one. So the first step, if you want to export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator, is to go on GiveMeLeads.io, or you can click in the first link in the description. Once you are on this page, you can click here on Start for free. And here you can create your account. So you have to write your first name, last name, email, and password. Or if you are like me, you can sign up with your Google account. Once you've created your account, you just need to connect your LinkedIn account by clicking on Connect LinkedIn account. So on this page, you have to enter your credentials. You have only two things to write, your email and your password. Then you just need to click on login. Next, you have to install the Chrome extension. And for that, you just need to click on install extension. On this page, you need to go here and click on add to Chrome. And here you click on add extension. Now, as you can see on the top right of my screen, GiveMeLeads has been added to Chrome. That's perfect. Now, when you go back to GiveMeLeads, it's perfect. And now it's time to define our target. If you want to define your target, you just need to click on go to Sales Navigator. And now, because you've installed the Chrome extension, you have this button now, extract leads. So now all we need to do is to make our search. So let's say company headcount between 200 to 500 people. Now let's say that we want to target people who are head of sales. Perfect. And now let's say that I want people based in the US. Perfect. On the top right of my screen, you see that my search contains more than 1,000 people, which is actually perfect. All right, so let's say that I'm happy with this search. Now, if I want to extract these leads, I just need to click here on Extract Leads. As you can see, my Sales Navigator URL has changed with my search. Then I need to click on Continue. And here I just need to click on Save and Export. We will see later in the video how to use it. It will be very useful if you are doing some warm outreach. But for now, let's keep it simple and we click on Save and Export. Now, what I can do is to give the number of leads I want to export. So for example, let's say that I want 500 leads in my list. So I just write 500 here and then I click on Export Leads. All right, so now my export is currently running. I have to wait a little bit. And the first thing I want to do is to rename my export. So I will write Head of Sales, US, and the company headcount is between 201 people to 500 people. And then I just need to click on Enter. Perfect. The name of my list is now updated. So now I have to wait a little bit to get my list of leads. All right, so my export is now finished. And here, as you can see, I can download my list of leads. So if I click here on download, I have two choices. The first one is open in Sheets. So with this option, you have access to your leads directly in Google Sheets. So you have the first name, last name, the profile picture, the company name, job title, headline, LinkedIn URL, and the verified emails of the leads. And if you need more details about your leads, we need to go back on GiveMeLeads, and now we click on download CSV. Now I open the file. So in this file, you have much more information. So you have, of course, the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL. You have the verified emails of your leads, job title, location, profile picture URL. You have the connection degree, is premium, is open, which is useful if you want to send free emails. And you have much more information about the company of each lead. So you have the company name, company website, company location, company industry, and company employee count. So as you can see, when you download the CSV file, you have much more data available, and all this data might be useful if you want to filter your leads or if you want to personalize your messages. Now with GiveMeLeads, we do two things. First, we make sure that the data is clean. So for example, here you have Michael and you don't have Michael with rocket emojis. So when you want to write in your cold email, hey, first name, you're sure that you don't have any problems with emojis, but also with capital letters. So for example, here you have Jessica Johnson with a rocket emoji. It becomes Jessica Johnson. You have Daniel Smith, PhD with capital letters and PhD. It's now Daniel Smith. And same for the company name. So when you have, for example, Amazon Inc., you have just Amazon at the end. So the good thing with this feature is that you don't waste your time to clean manually the data. The second thing we do with GiveMeLeads is to check for every single lead if they perfectly match your filters. So here you have a column filters, and we tell you for each lead if they match your filters. So for example, here they are valid, so it means that they perfectly match your filters. But if I scroll a little bit, you will see that we will have some invalid lead. So for example, here we have Ryan, and unfortunately Ryan is invalid because his company size doesn't match your filters. Same here, we have invalid job title for Lucas, and if we scroll to check his job title, you will see director of sales. So basically it's not head of sales. There is a difference. So what's good with this feature is that you don't need to manually check every single lead and verify if they match your filters, because you have this column here, filters, and we tell you for each lead why they are invalid. So at the end, you can choose to keep the lead. For example, let's say that you want to reach out to a director of sales, or you can choose, no, I just want to reach out to head of sales. And it's up to you to keep the lead or just decide to remove it. The pricing of GiveMeLeads is very simple. You can export 1,000 leads a month for $49 a month. If you want to export more leads, you have this plan. So you can export up to 5,000 leads a month, and it costs $99 a month. And the last plan is 15,000 leads a month, and it's $199 a month. If you decide to buy a yearly plan, you have a 20% discount. And finally, if you want something custom, you can send us a message by clicking here. Oh, and I forgot to mention something. You don't need to pay extra credits to get the emails of your leads, because we give you the email of your leads anyway. So here for this pricing, it contains the emails of your leads. All right, so now that you know how to export your leads and get their verified emails, I want to show you 3 more features that will help you to build your list of leads. And I will start with the first feature that will help you to leverage intent data on LinkedIn. So we are back in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and as you can see on the left part of my screen, I have a lot of filters that I can use. Some of them are commonly used, for example, company headcount, current job title, geography, you have industry, and you can find some filters that leverage intent data. So basically what we call intent data is to find leads who already have an interest about what you're doing. For example, with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you have these two filters here: following your company or viewed your profile recently. So the first one will give you people who are following your company, and the second one will give you the people who viewed your profile recently. So for example, this one, viewed your profile recently, is very useful if you post on LinkedIn. So you just have to toggle this button, and on the right part of my screen, I have all the people who saw my profile recently. So it means that these people on the right part of my screen already saw my first name, last name, my profile picture. They might have an idea of what I'm doing. And so at the end, I can identify good list from people who saw my profile recently. It's very useful to do that because you will have a much higher reply rate when you send a message to these people. So you have following your company, viewed your profile as I told you, and you have connection. And one option I like is to target people who are in my first degree connection network. And why I like to do that is because these people, it's same, they might have a good idea of who I am, what I'm doing, and I can directly send them a message on LinkedIn. So targeting your first degree connections is very important, and same, you will have a much higher reply rate when you reach out to these people. Finally, one more filter that you can leverage is connections off, and basically with this filter you can see the people who are in the network of someone you are connected with on LinkedIn. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but you will see it's very easy. So for example, I can see all the people who are in the network of Romain, for example. And here on the right part of my screen, I have all the people who are in Romain Sylvestre network. One use case for this filter is to check who are the people in the network of your competitors or people working with the same target as you. Now that you know that you have some intent data on LinkedIn, the big problem if you want to use it for your prospecting is that you need several exports for each of the intent data filters. So for example, if you want people who follow your company, you will toggle this, and here on the right you have the list of all the people who follow your company. So of course you can export this search with GiveMeLeads, but the problem is that you need to do one export for people who follow your company, you need one more for people who viewed your profile recently, one more for your first degree connection, and finally, and that's probably the worst, you need to do one export per people you want to see their connections. So with GiveMeLeads, we decided to make it as simple as possible to use these intent data filters. And for that, you just need to use basic filters like company headcount, current job title, and so on. And you don't need to toggle following your company, your job profile, and so on, because you will do that in GiveMeLeads. And let me show you how it works. All right, so for this example, I will do something very simple. Let's say that I want only one filter. So current job title, I want people who are CEO or people who are founder, like this. Then I press enter. And now let's say that you want to identify people who are CEO or founder in the people who follow your company, viewed your profile recently, who are in your first degree connections, and who are in the network of Romain. Like this, Romain Sylvestre. So if I want to do that, I just need to go here and click on extract leads. Then I click on continue. And this is where we can say, okay, I want to leverage intent data. So now I can say that I want people in my first degree connections network. Of course, I want the profile viewers and the company followers. And finally, I want to check in the network of Romain. So I click on competitors network. Here I can enter up to 5 LinkedIn profiles and we will retrieve leads from their network. All you need to do here is to give their LinkedIn profile URL. So I'm going to do that. So this is Romain. And if I want to check who are the people who are CEO in his network, I just need to copy his LinkedIn profile URL. So I just copy and then here I click on paste. Perfect. And now what you can do is to say, for example, that you want more people from your first degree connections network. So I will just increase that to 29% of the leads will come from my first degree connections. So basically you can choose what you want, and then now what we need to do is to click here on save and export. Now I can give the number of leads I want, so let's say 100, and then I click on export leads. Perfect. I will just rename my export saying intent data example. And now I have to wait a little bit to get my export done. All right, so the export is done. And now if I want to open the file, I just need to go here and click on open in Sheets. You can see that it works exactly the same way. So you have first name, last name, you have the profile picture, company name, job title, headline, LinkedIn URL, and you have the verified emails of your lead. You have the column here, filters, but the one column I want to show you is source. And what's interesting is that you know where these leads come from. So for example, Jeremy, Tommy, Charles, and so on are in my first degree connections on LinkedIn. If I scroll a little bit, you will see that now I have competitor, and these people, Stefan, Steve, and so on, are in the network of Romain. Now, if I scroll, I have profile viewer. So these people, Addison, Reza, and so on, are people who saw my profile recently. And now company followers, I have Daniel and these people who follow my company on LinkedIn. And at the end, I have just a basic Sales Navigator search, but for these people, I know where they come from and I can leverage this information. As you can see, they are all CEO or founder, and that's exactly what we want. So what's very interesting is that you just need to export one file to leverage intent data, and you don't need to have like 5 or 10 lists of leads. And now that you know how to leverage intent data on LinkedIn and how to export that easily with GiveMeLeads, I want to show you the second feature, and this one is very useful if you want to get a new list of new leads every week. So let me show you how it works. On LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I've made a new search. So I want head of sales based in the US, and the company headcount is between 50 people to 500 people. With this search, I have 2,500 results. And now if I want to extract these people, I just need to click on extract leads. Okay, perfect. Now let's say that we don't want to leverage intent data. So I just remove that, and then I click on save and export. Now the feature I want to show you is that you can say, for example, you want 500 leads every week, and we can say, for example, we want these leads every Monday. So basically, when you do that, you get your first 500 leads now, and then every Monday, you get a new list of 500 new leads. So you don't have any duplicate between your files, and it's very useful if you have a routine of prospecting. So if you need for your sales team, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 leads a week, you can just schedule it and you will get every single Monday your list of new leads. So if I want to do that, I just need to click on schedule export. So I have a first export right now, and then every Monday I will get a list with new leads in it. And finally, the last feature I want to show you is that you can connect multiple LinkedIn Sales Navigator accounts. And for that, you just need to go here and click on accounts. And here you can connect multiple LinkedIn Sales Navigator accounts. If you want to do that, you click on add LinkedIn account, and then you just need to enter an email and a password. So it's very useful if you want to export more than 2,500 leads a day, or if you have multiple sales reps in your business and you want them to export their leads themselves. So basically, with just one GiveMeLeads account, you can manage multiple LinkedIn Sales Navigator accounts and build your list of leads for your business. So if you want to export your leads and get their verified emails, you can click in the first link in the description. And now it's time for me to wish you a nice day, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.